All right. Looks like we're good to go. Um well, new setup, you know, different change, things are a little different than they were last time. Um I think this is where I'm going to record most of these, to be honest, because it's just nicer. I have a nicer microphone. This Blue Yeti. Um it's comfortable here. I've spent a lot of time in here, so I think I can be more vulnerable in here. If that makes any sense. This is my game room slash studio. I have my drum kit back there. Um, and then on the computer I play a lot of games and um try to learn FL Studio as of recently because I want to do music production. That's besides the point, though. I realized in the first video that I never actually introduced myself like properly. So I'm Connor. I'm 19. And I live in Georgia. Um, and what else? Before I uploaded the first video, I had like a really large surge of fear, like a very large surge of fear. Because I think I was scared of one, like, what if someone from my job like found this video and like I got fired because I work at a church, so. And I swore in that video, and I was like, oh, what if they find it and I get fired for it? You know what I mean? That would suck. That's one. Two, like, what if people find it and like I'm getting judged for it and I'm getting hate for it? Which is kind of crazy for me to think that of myself. Um, and the third thing is I've always just kind of struggled with self-image and liking my face and my body. I used to be a lot bigger. I used to be very overweight. I played O-line in football in ninth grade, and then I lost like 50 pounds. And now I'm the lean green machine the lean machine I am now. All jacked and shit. But all jokes aside, I think that fear was good, and I think it's good that I uploaded that video anyway, because I think I was talking to my mom about this. I think if you know something is good and is going to be good for you, and you feel fear, like before you do that thing, that you should really, really make sure and make it a point that you like do it anyway. Because if you don't, you're letting fear limit your ability to act, and not being in control of that impulse or that desire, I think, is a tragedy. Because letting fear control your life like that and letting your impulses control your life like that can really, really mess you up and make it hard for you to do anything. But rants aside, what I wanted to talk about tonight in particular was, so I am a part, or was a part, of an organization that sought to like connect students at different schools, and it was called Whisper. It's kind of like to help make conversations better. And I attended one of them last year, I think around last May, at Kennesaw. And I met this guy named Mo, and he was a finance guy who was going to KSU and then was going to transfer to GT or UGA. And I only talked with him like once or twice. Actually, we said we were going to go to the gym together, and then I never reached back out to him, which is my fault. I definitely should have done that. And then I found out today that he took his own life. And I don't know why I'm getting teary. I didn't get teary when my mom first told me. It's weird. I only knew the guy twice. I only talked to the guy twice. I had some really good conversations with him though, which I think is probably why like it's weird. It's like I remember his face, and now it's like I'm never gonna see that guy again. You know what I mean? That's just weird to think about. It's just kind of nerve-wracking. He was the happiest dude. He seemed like he was on the right path. Like he's a good-looking dude, and he's gonna be a finance bro. He's gonna make a ton of money. He just seemed like a very happy guy, and I feel bad, which is kind of funny because like I blew him off twice if we were gonna go to the gym together, and I never did. Like, ugh, that's even though it's a small thing, it's like, well, that's on my conscience, and now he's gone, so I can never like fix that. I I think it's it's terrible. It's a tragedy. Like if you're I need to like I need to say this to myself too, but like don't feel like you have to fight your battles alone. You know what I mean? Because you really don't. Everyone's struggling with the same thing, just from different parts. Like there's nothing new under the sun. My mom said that tonight, and that really stuck out to me. And I think that this is a bit of a wake-up call for me. It's I felt bad when I first started thinking the way that I'm gonna explain, because I was thinking to myself, and I started to think about how precious life was, and how I really was dissatisfied with the way I've been spending my life the past couple of months. My sleep has been shit. I've been pretty lazy, honestly. I'm not doing the things I want to do. I waste my time on a lot of things that I really don't care about. I spend far too much time on YouTube and just watching videos and consuming content and just kind of shutting my brain off and killing my conscience in a sense. and I felt guilty when I thought about that, because I'm like, man, this guy just died, and the only thing you can think about is yourself. Which I do think there is a bit of truth and a bit of digging to be done there about why my mind instantly went to myself. But then again, I don't think it should distract from what I was thinking about and the lesson that I was learning, or that was put on my mind, which was just that like life is such a precious thing, and it's such a fleeting thing, and the fact that it can disappear and be gone just like that is terrifying. And it's really got me thinking about how, while I'm on this earth, while I'm, Lord willing, blessed with time here, it's a blessing. My life is good, honestly, thinking about it, and I just kind of make it worse for myself. But like, how can I be a good steward of the time that I've been given on this earth? Because each day is a gift. Each day is a new opportunity to do good. You can make a difference in someone's life and not even know it. Each action is an opportunity to choose goodness. Like, it's really got me thinking that I really need to make some changes in the ways that I have been acting and spending my time. Because life is really short, and it's really precious, and it's really fast. And that's kind of what my mind has been on tonight. It's interesting. This is a bit of a side tangent, but when I make these videos, when I'm talking to people, whenever I'm doing anything, I'm always thinking about, in my mind, I'm running through scenarios, and I'm running through conversations of different things that I can say, how they would respond. I'm playing out the conversations in my mind, right? And I am basically saying things and going through in my mind how I would say something. I make foresight for myself, and I think and I play out in my head the way that I think things are going to go. Which I think partially is not a good thing, because it takes me away from the moment, whatever the moment may be. Like there's like layers to this. Like I was thinking about what I was gonna say, like the way that I would explain what I'm saying now to you. Like I was in the shower and I was thinking about when I wanted to make this video, how I would describe and say what I'm saying now, which is kind of insane. That feels kind of meta, low key. And I don't think I want to do that with these videos. I think I really want to keep it like authentic. Like I of course want to have some stuff prepared that I want to talk about, but I don't want to just have rehearsed what I want to say over and over in my head, to where when I actually say it, it feels more like a performance rather than me being authentic, because I really want to be authentic with this, and I really want to put myself out there and push myself and be willing to be vulnerable, because that's something that I've struggled with as of recently, is opening myself up to people and being vulnerable. Now, of course, there is something to be said about how vulnerable you're going to be on the internet, a place where millions of people are connected in an instant, and you don't actually know any of these people. Like parasocial stuff is like real. But I don't want to limit myself. Like I think I do have things that I want to share and things I want to talk about that I feel like would be good for me to do. I hope I can keep it authentic in that way. Yeah, not much else that I'm gonna say. My heart's feeling a little tender tonight as I'm just kind of processing a lot and thinking about Mo and his family and everything that kind of happened, and just thinking about life and death. And I've always kind of struggled with the concept of life and death, which is weird because I'm a Christian. And to me, I've always like really, really struggled with the concept of like heaven and eternity, specifically the concept of eternity, which I've kind of narrowed it down to this. To me, I've always felt guilty because I should feel overjoyed to think about heaven and to think about death, because I know where in my religion, I know where I'm going. I'm going to be with my God, and I'm going to live in perfect harmony with him. But the more I thought about it, the more it scared me. I became terrified. I think partially it's because I really enjoy a lot of the things that this earth has to offer, which some things I'm not sure will be in heaven, which, partially is not good, because I want to make sure the things that I enjoy about this earth that are in heaven are not sinful things. You know what I mean? But the biggest part of it is I can never wrap my mind around the concept of eternity, which is not something I've accepted that fact and realized that I'm not ever going to be able to do that because I'm limited by my human mind. Sorry, I'm kind of ranting and I'm kind of losing my train of thought here, but I think I've sort of accepted the fact that because I know God is good, and because I know that I'm limited by my human perspective and my limited mind, that I'm never actually going to truly know what eternity is until I experience it. I just need to trust him and know that heaven is good, even though I don't understand it, and it still kind of scares me a little bit. It really does. It scares me a lot, actually. Like when I think about it and I talk about it, I remember I used to really, really get terrified thinking and talking about heaven, because I just could not wrap my mind around the concept of eternity, all that to say that life is really, really precious. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Life is really, really precious, so don't be afraid to be authentic with people. Don't be afraid to try to eliminate distractions in your life, things that are keeping you from being authentic in yourself. Don't be afraid to really, really be vulnerable with yourself about things that you're unhappy with and things that you want to change. Don't be afraid to talk to other people about that, people you trust. Because life is precious, and each day is an opportunity to do something good. And each day is an opportunity to continue to strive towards just good things. And that's something that I need to do for myself, because I'm honestly pretty disappointed with the ways I've been spending my time recently. And I think today was a little bit of a wake-up call. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, you know, my heart goes out to Mo's family and his friends. He was a really, really good guy. He really was. And if you're struggling with something like this, don't be afraid to reach out, whether to me or someone professional. Like, I don't know how much help I could give, because I'm just a 19-year-old kid who knows jack shit about anything. Pardon my language. But there's so much life to experience, and we really don't know what the future holds, and we aren't going to know what the future holds. But we shouldn't limit ourselves to experiencing that. And there is goodness in the world. There is good people. There are good people. Yeah. Hopefully I'm probably am gonna go over this whole thing again in my mind and be like, oh, I should have talked about that, or maybe I said this and that's kind of wrong, and maybe it came off as insensitive. But I need to remind myself, and I hope that everyone knows, that I really, in saying all this, only hope for the best for everyone. I really do not have any malicious intention in anything I say. I'm really just trying to share my experiences with life and hope that people can connect to it in some way. Yeah, but take care of yourself, drink water, do what you love, read a book, get off your phone, all that. So, yeah.